What in the world did I just read? Guys, I'm honestly stunned. I don't know what to make of this information. Yeah, I'm going to share it with you, and let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Wow, are you ready for this? Just when you thought things couldn't get crazier with Elon Musk's life and Tesla stock, Donald Trump is potentially weighing an advisory role for the Tesla leader in the event the former president reclaims the White House. You can't make this up. He could do all whatever, right? Or just be an advisor to the president. I really just don't know if that's good or bad for Tesla. I guess it depends what role it is, and it's so early in any kind of details that we know. And there's the whole article. I'll go ahead and link it down below in the comment section if you want to take a look. It came out about 20 minutes ago. It does say the role hasn't been fully hammered out and might not happen. People familiar with the talk said, but the two men discussed ways to give Musk formal input and influence over policies related to border security and the economy, both issues on which Musk has grown more vocal. As recently as 2 years ago, Trump and Musk were publicly trading insults. But in recent months, the two men are developing a friendly rapport and talk on the phone several times a month as the election nears, the people familiar with their talk said. The pair have held discussions on immigration, technology, and science, including the U.S. Space Force. Their views and interests have grown more aligned, the people said, with Musk calling Trump directly on his cell phone. Trump has told Musk, one of the world's wealthiest people, he wants to find a way to get him more involved if he wins in November. I mean, judging off of Tesla's stock today and the outperformance you have seen from Tesla, I'm sure this is good news, but we just don't know what kind of role this would be or what kind of implications it would have for Twitter, for XAI, for Tesla. If it is just some kind of advisory role where he just kind of gives inputs, maybe to Mr. T-Man if he does win in November, then, you know, maybe that doesn't mean a divestment from Tesla or his other ventures. If he were to go into a more, you know, kind of a strict role, then he would have to divest, although I don't think Elon's going to do anything that's going to hurt your shareholder value. So I'm not worried about this at all. I actually went out and bought a few more shares when I heard that news. I like to look at what money is doing, right? What big money is doing when certain pieces of news come out. And Tesla's stock, this was the candle. I mean, it was up 0.5%. Over 0.5%, about 0.6% in the first 2 minutes. This article hit the news wire. Apparently, Musk is motivated by anxieties over the direction of the country, according to a person familiar with his thinking. Among other things, Musk has rallied against what he calls the woke mind virus, a catch-all for liberal policies including diversity, equity, and inclusion programs that conservatives say create divisions. The former president, for his part, is impressed with Musk's wealth and has embraced the rightward turn of Tesla's CEO's politics. Apparently, this specific meeting took place on a Sunday morning over eggs, bacon, and fresh fruit served by Pelce's household staff. Pelse, Trump, and Musk held forth on the November elections, basically criticized the way the current administration is running the company. This was a family affair. Musk and his young son X, who often joins him at events, were part of a group that also included Trump and his 18-year-old son Barron. Musk and Peltz knew each other in part through Peltz's son Diesel, a tech entrepreneur who was friendly with Musk. Diesel Peltz was at the breakfast as well. Here's a little bit more speculation on what this role could look like or be. It says here the potential administration advisory gig for Musk would likely be in the mold of the role previously held by Isaac Perlmutter, the former Marvel chairman and confidant to both Peltz and Trump. one of the people said. This would not necessarily be something new, but it hasn't happened in a long time. It said Musk served on the White House business advisory groups during Trump's first term as president, but resigned from them in 2017 after disagreeing with Trump's decision to pull the U.S. out of the Paris Climate Accord. And this article just goes on and on and on, but those are the important points to point out, and I will link this down below in the description of this video if you want to read the whole thing to get a better understanding maybe of why Elon would want to do this or whatnot. But those are the important parts. Again, judging off of Tesla stock as this news is coming out and hitting the wires more and people are learning about this more, it is being taken as a positive for Tesla stock today. But I just gotta say, I'm just stunned. I mean, I don't even really know what to say. There's so many potential implications, nothing specific here besides maybe it does give Elon a little bit more power, and that could help him, influence the right decisions that could be made for Tesla. And I would think that's why Tesla stock is actually responding well to this news. In other Tesla stock news today, Tesla has announced plans to appear at an upcoming energy storage conference in Germany in the coming weeks as the company continues to ramp up its energy business. On that note, renewables made up a record 30% of the global electricity mix in 2023. Tesla short seller Jim Chanos is being sued by a partner alleging misuse of funds. Last year, Chanos shut down his fund after 40 years after recently struggling to make profits. His firm managed less than $200 million in 2023, down from $6 billion in 2008. And yes, Jim Chanos was the guy that was short on Tesla for a long time and got completely washed out on that position. And yes, history does not always repeat itself, but it usually does rhyme, and I would argue that maybe history does repeat itself here in the not so distant future for more of your shorts, with a short position that is currently a whopping $18.58 billion. Short sellers are putting themselves in deep, deep trouble if the markets start to turn in favor of Tesla. If rates start to appear like they're going to be cut multiple times in 2024 or 2025, and we have no recession, and maybe Tesla's many upcoming catalysts are actually positive, I don't see the bear case on Tesla right now. And Tesla may be setting up to blow out many of these shorts. The California Public Employees Retirement System tentatively intends to vote against a proposed $56 billion pay package for Tesla's chief executive, Elon Musk. They say, quote, as of today, minus the conversation that is yet to happen with Tesla, we would not be voting in favor of that proposal. We do not believe that the compensation is commensurate with the performance of the company. Elon Musk responded on X saying what she's saying makes no sense, as all the contractual milestones were met. CalPERS is breaking their word. Stellantis' CEO says a $25,000 Jeep is coming to the US very soon. Stellantis plans to offer this $25,000 all-electric Jeep in the US very soon to better attract mainstream consumers amid slower than expected EV adoption. Option order flows from big money today is very positive. In fact, you have seen 2 orders totaling $146,000 with a positive order value of 100%. Although I don't think these numbers are correct, the positive order value is very high today, and you can see some very large trades coming through. This June 21st 175 call for $6.5 million. You do have an October 18th 175 put for $1.51 million, as well as a 175 put expiring June 21st for $5.25 million. I think right now you're getting a lot of hedge funds, institutions that have large, long positions in Tesla that are trying to hedge out those positions heading into the shareholder vote on June 13th. Tesla has just released a new letter to shareholders titled, "Texas is already our business home. We need to make it our legal home too." Here's what the letter says. "Redomesticating in Texas is the logical evolution for Tesla. We have moved our corporate headquarters to Texas in 2021 and in 2022. We completed our Gigafactory Texas, Tesla's principal manufacturing facility, the production hub for the Model Y, and the home of the Cybertruck and our future vehicles. Thousands of our employees as well as our executives have moved there. Texas also has a legal regime that will enable us to advance our world-changing mission and in turn continue to create additional value for you. There is value in business disputes being heard where Tesla is headquartered. The community is directly impacted." Over the last several years, it has become clear that Delaware is no longer the right jurisdiction for us. In fact, we have been studying a move out of Delaware for some time. Redomesticating in Texas builds on our relationships with the state and local communities, including government actors, employees, and other stakeholders, which are critical to Tesla and reinforces our commitment to the state. We need to be incorporated in a state that we believe will protect stockholder rights while at the same time support the kind of innovation that has driven the strong stockholder returns that you have enjoyed over the past several years. That state is Texas. Everything is bigger in Texas, and being in Texas enables us to dream bigger for the future and for all of you. I don't know if it's just me, but it feels good hearing those kind of words. I live in Michigan, far from Texas, but just to, show that Tesla is looking ahead towards the future, trying to do the right thing to create more shareholder value, especially as Tesla has fallen so much in recent years while other big tech stocks have done insanely well. It gives me a lot of optimism for the future. EV startup Faraday Future published today it sold a total of 6 FF91 EV models and released an additional 6 in all of 2023. Faraday recorded revenue of $784,000 in that period. Joe Biden on Facebook has this post going around that says the future of electric vehicles will be made in America by union workers, which maybe that is true, but not from Tesla, at least anytime soon. Tesla's Giga Mexico's construction is still moving forward, says Nuevo Leon's Secretary of Economy. Quote, "We have not had any change in signal. Communication is very close. The only thing that is not defined is when Tesla is going to start, but Tesla is coming," said Rivas. Genesis reportedly is close to a deal to buy electric motors from Lucid. And apparently Tesla's Giga Berlin is drawing new businesses to East Brandenburg. And if you did not hear, XAI did a funding round yesterday. They raised about $6 billion and Cathie Wood invested in XAI. Well, Cathie Wood's ARK invested in XAI. So if you want a way to kind of play XAI, well, it's now through the ARK fund. And the obvious goal, or where you actually recognize the profits from that, would be if XAI goes public down the line, then you would benefit from that. Over on StockTwits, sentiment for Tesla stock today is bearish at 38. 1 day ago, yesterday, it was neutral at 45. Message volume today is higher at 52. Yesterday, it was at 46. And the participation ratio today is high at 55. Google Trends data for the Tesla lineup seems to be falling at least a little bit from 82 to 81 on the Cybertruck, which is actually pretty rare these days to see the Cybertruck start to fall. So we'll see if that does continue. You are at just insane levels of search trend activity for the Cybertruck anyway, so I don't think it matters. The Model Y, as you are ending this 1% special financing rate in the US, is falling as well from a recent high of 46 down to 38. The Model 3 is trending downwards a little bit as well from 25 to 24. The Model S falling from 12 to 11, and the Model X actually rising from 9 to 10. Google Trends data for full self-driving is actually ticking higher today from 23 224, suggesting there's more search trend interest into full self-driving, which is hopefully good news. CNN's Fear and Greed Index today is at 49, which is considered neutral, almost exactly neutral. Yesterday, you were considered neutral as well, but at 52. You have market momentum in greed, stock price strength, fear, stock price breadth, fear, put and call options, fear, market volatility is neutral, safe haven demand's greed, junk bond demand is neutral. Here on the day today, part of the reason why stocks are falling so much is 10-year treasury yields are up almost 10 basis points to 4.63%. So there can be a couple of reasons why 10-year treasury yields are rising so much, one of which is we have our PCE report coming out Friday. Some people might be trying to get ahead of that and sell bonds kind of in anticipation of a bad CPI number, because expectations are that inflation is going to moderate at the fastest pace in 2024, meaning that you're actually going to get the best PCE report for all of 2024 this Friday. That's the expectation. When expectations are that, I mean, you could set yourself up for, potential upset, right, of expectations. But you also had a couple key data points come out as well. Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index came in at 0. Estimates were -6, so it came in much better there. Dallas Fed Manufacturing Shipments Index came in at 13. The estimate was -9, so that was way, way better. Richmond Fed Services Index came in at 3. The estimate was -12. So everything came in much better for the Richmond area. Dallas Fed Services came in at -12.1. Estimate was -10. So that came in a little bit worse. But Dallas Fed Services revenues came in at +6.7. The estimate was 0.3. So that can directly be seen as maybe some inflationary pressures in the service market. We also did get a 7-year bond auction that just came out a couple of minutes ago. We were expecting the yield was going to fall more than it did. The prior yield was 4.71%. It only fell to 4.65%, so not that big of a drop, almost 7 basis points, but we were expecting this could fall a lot more. So that's a little disappointing for markets as well. Global inventory numbers for the Tesla lineup does show a spike here for the Model Y up to about 6,000 from previously being at about 5,100. So about 850 vehicles of a spike you just seen. You are seeing a downtick in Model 3 inventories, down to about 3,100, a downtick for the Model X down to about 2,400, and a slight downtick as well for the Model S at about 1,500. We currently have Tesla running about 4,000 different ads with Google. The percent of stocks that are falling under their 50-day moving average is bad, okay? 6% of all stocks are breaking under their 50-day moving average today. You now only have 42.5% of stocks out there on the markets above that 50-day moving average. So you're looking pretty dang bearish or negative heading into this Friday's CPI report, PCE report, excuse me. So that could set you up for an upside surprise for equities, potentially. I mean, to start this week from the high of the trading day yesterday to where we are now, you've fallen about 2.5%. From the low of the day today, you've fallen almost 3%, and we still have the rest of today. We still have tomorrow, and then we get the PCE report. So odds are we're set up in a better way now that we've actually declined heading into PCE. And same is true for Tesla. Yesterday, you were down about 1.4%. Today, you've regained a lot of all of the loss we had. You're positive 0.25% at the time of recording this video. So I would say Tesla's even positioning in an optimal way for that PCE report. We do have some pretty big earnings coming out today and after hours as well. We have Salesforce, C3 AI, UiPath, Okta, Pure Storage, HP, and American Eagle Outfitters. Tomorrow, you're going to get even bigger earnings or more impactful earnings for the markets. Pre-market, you're going to get Canopy Growth, Kohl's, Foot Locker, Dollar General, Best Buy, Hormel Foods, Burlington, Birkenstock, and Build-A-Bear Workshop. Thursday and after hours, you will get Costco, Dell, Zscaler, Marvell, MongoDB, Ulta Beauty, Centennial One, NetApp, and Viva. Tesla stock today on a technical basis is trying to get above that 20-day moving average. That's your important level as of right now to get above. That level is currently $177.15 per share. At the time of recording this video, Tesla stock is $176.89 per share. So you're pretty close to that, but not quite above it yet. And if you do get above that today, then maybe that can set us up for a pre-PCE rally. I think some of this news about Elon potentially being an advisory to, the former president, if he wins again, is not even known too much by the markets right now. It seems like big money takes a while to learn new information. So I think Tesla stock may react to that news coming a lot tomorrow. So I think that does make tomorrow even more interesting. We also have some data and Fed speakers coming tomorrow, and I will share that lineup for you in the next video. But as of right now, so far so good. Really, the test here is that 20-day moving average. Support is the 50-day moving average at $171.77 per share. Tesla's RSI is currently at 51.33 and the MACD is at 1.64. The signal line is at 1.72. So the MACD line did break under the signal line, which is a bad signal for what could come next. And I think you've just seen a week or so of selling in Tesla, and that was bound to happen at some point anyways. So let me know what you think about all of this information down below in the comment section. Oil, I should mention, is down about 1% today. That's great. The dollar is actually moving upwards by about 0.5%, and that's also putting a lot of pressure on stocks today. So hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about all of this information down below in the comment section. If you guys want to come join the trading community, check out the trades that I have put on in the last 24 hours or so. Some pretty interesting ones. We'll see what happens. Every time I do make a trade, you will be notified. You can come talk and chat with me, with other members, come learn and grow in that way. So if that's something you're interested in, check it out. Link down below in the description of this video. Nonetheless, you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.